Most of what you call reality doesn't come from the outside, it's born within. Your brain filters the world through past experiences, old beliefs, and patterns you no longer notice. Studies show that about 95% of our thoughts are repetitive, and many are negative. What feels like the external world is often just a reflection of what's already happening inside you. Imagine, two people are fired on the same day. One spirals into despair, feeling they've lost everything. The other sees a chance to start fresh, switch careers, or grow. The situation is the same, but their realities are worlds apart. Why? It's not the event, it's the meaning they assign to it. The first believed their worth was tied to their job. The second knew their identity wasn't defined by work. This shows something crucial. You don't react to facts, you react to the stories your mind tells about them. If those stories are rooted in fears, unresolved traumas, or limiting beliefs, life feels more chaotic than it is. But here's the key. This cycle isn't fixed. You can reshape your thoughts. The moment you start observing your mind without merging with it, you unlock the freedom to choose. The autopilot of habits. Ever notice how, despite wanting to change, you repeat the same patterns? You react the same way to criticism, rejection, or loss of control. It's not a lack of willpower, it's autopilot. Your brain saves energy by turning emotions and behaviors into unconscious habits. A Duke University study found that about 40% of our daily actions aren't conscious choices, but automatic routines. Nearly half your day is repetition. Picture someone who avoids conflict. As a child, they learned speaking up led to fights, so they stayed quiet. Now, even when they could stand firm, they clam up out of habit, not by choice, but because silence once felt safer. This pattern became a reflex. It applies to so much: how you handle setbacks, respond to praise, or face challenges. These are mental scripts built over years that run without your awareness. The good news? You can switch off autopilot. The first step is awareness, catching when an old reaction kicks in. That moment of noticing creates a pause, giving you space to choose a different response. Seeing the pattern is half the battle. The illusion of control. A major source of anxiety is trying to control what's beyond your reach: other people, outcomes, the future. The harder you grip, the shakier you feel. Why? Your brain hates uncertainty. It prefers a bad but predictable scenario over the unknown. People stay in toxic relationships or dead-end jobs because they feel a sliver of control. But the truth is, total control is a myth. You can plan and prepare, but you can't dictate how others act or what tomorrow brings. Trying to control others, their words, actions, choices, rarely works. The result? Frustration, conflict, burnout. Deep down, it's a fight against fear that without control, everything will collapse. Those who obsess over every detail, rewrite texts 100 times, or agonize over outcomes don't find peace. They breed tension. Studies show that people fixated on control experience more stress and handle frustration worse. The turning point is accepting your limits. It's not giving up, it's freedom. Focus on what you can influence, your reactions, choices, mindset. That's where real power lies. The power of silence. Silence is daunting. A few minutes without distractions and an uneasy restlessness creeps in. So people reach for their phones, turn on the TV, or play background noise to drown out their thoughts. This fear has a root. In silence, your inner noise surfaces: doubts, fears, buried disappointments. Silence reveals what busyness hides. A University of Virginia study found that in one experiment, people chose mild electric shocks over 15 minutes of solitude and silence. That shows how much we avoid facing our minds. Take someone always busy, seemingly productive. When they get a moment's pause, an unnameable emptiness hits. They dive back into tasks, not out of need, but to escape that void. This constant running keeps the mind racing, not present, leading to emotional exhaustion and a vague sense of discontent. The key is to reframe silence. Don't flee it. Use it to hear yourself. This isn't about hour-long meditation, but about tolerating your own rhythm without filling it with noise. Silence is a space for clarity, being here and now. Presence isn't mystical, it's a practical skill. It's staying in the moment, not lost in the past or anxious about the future. Sounds simple, but it's rare. How often are you physically somewhere but mentally elsewhere? Your brain is wired to wander, living in anticipation, solving problems that haven't happened. A Harvard study found people spend 47% of their time thinking about something other than what they're doing. The more this happens, the less happy they feel. You can change this. Conscious breathing is a quick fix. Pause for a minute, focus on your inhales and exhales. It interrupts the mental chatter and grounds you in the now. Another technique is body scanning. Shift your attention to different parts of your body, noticing sensations. These don't take hours, just a few minutes between tasks. Over time, you'll catch when autopilot pulls you away, gaining room to choose how to act. Presence isn't just for calm, it's the foundation for any real change. Pain versus suffering. Pain is inevitable. Losses, disappointments, and setbacks happen. But suffering is what we add. One person loses their job, feels the sting, and moves on. Another, beyond the pain, drowns in thoughts like, "I'll never be happy again," or "I'm not good enough." That second wave is suffering, and it's optional. A study in Journal of Positive Psychology showed that how we interpret events directly affects the intensity and duration of suffering. It's not the event that traps you in pain, it's the meaning you give it. This isn't about ignoring pain or faking positivity. Feel it, but don't let it define you. The path is to observe your emotions, name them, and accept that feeling isn't weakness, it's presence. This reduces suffering's grip. Fight pain, and it clings harder. Accept it, and it fades. Letting go of attachments. Attachment isn't just about people, it's about expectations, the need for life to match your vision. The tighter you cling to how things should be, the more you suffer when they aren't. This applies to failed plans, people who let you down, or the self-image you've built. Attachments are mental traps that become emotional prisons. Take someone stuck in a meaningless career. They know it's draining, but stay because changing paths feels like failure. The attachment isn't to the job, it's to the identity tied to it. Or in relationships, someone believes if their partner changes, all will be well, and they're crushed when reality doesn't fit. Psychological research shows that stronger emotional attachments amplify suffering because your peace hinges on external things you can't fully control. Letting go isn't surrender. It's accepting you don't control everything and finding peace within, no matter the circumstances. Release the need for things to be your way, and you create space to live with what is, not what you wish for. Talking to yourself. How you speak to yourself shapes everything, your mood, decisions, confidence. This inner dialogue often goes unnoticed. After a mistake, many berate themselves, compare, or judge. It seems harmless, but it's not. Studies show that negative self-talk fuels stress, anxiety, and depression. It's like living with a constant critic. Example, someone forgets a work meeting. A healthy inner voice says, "It happens, what can I fix?" But many hear, "I'm a failure, no one will trust me." That voice doesn't solve, it paralyzes. Rewiring it isn't about false positivity, but asking better questions. Swap, "I always mess up," for "what can I learn?" Changing the tone shifts your reactions, perspective, even mental health. You can't stop thoughts, but you can change how you address yourself. Resilience through growth. Resilience isn't silent endurance, it's turning pain into growth. Challenges aren't barriers, they're part of the journey. Someone loses their job. First, despair, but later, it might spark a pivot. I've seen people launch businesses, switch fields, or find their true path after layoffs. It's tough, but possible. A Journal of Happiness study found that those who reframe hardships are happier long-term. Pain doesn't vanish, it becomes a catalyst. In crisis, ask not, "Why me?" but "What can I do with this?" Resilience isn't born in chaos, it's built daily, caring for your emotional health, knowing yourself, creating space between trigger and response. This crafts a peace that doesn't rely on the world. Peace in the small. Inner peace isn't found by chance, it's built. It grows from small choices, observing a thought instead of reacting, taking a deep breath instead of snapping, stepping away for a minute to reconnect with yourself. Imagine someone criticized at work, under pressure. They could come home and vent on loved ones or pause, breathe, and process. That choice changes everything. Neuroscience shows the brain is plastic. What you practice grows stronger, from impulsive reactions to calm responses. Presence, better self-talk, letting go, all take repetition. Knowing isn't enough. You must do. And it's okay to stumble. You'll mess up, forget, falter. But each time you return, even after a slip, you strengthen the path. Step by step, you build a peace that stands firm, no matter what's outside. Your next step. If you're here, you're not where you started. Awareness is your edge. The choices you make now will shape where you go. Peace isn't out there, it's in how you live this moment. Start small, observe, choose, be present. You'll see the reality you create transform. If this resonates, support the channel. Join our membership club. It helps us keep creating, and you get exclusive content. Or hit the thanks button below. Every bit matters and fuels us. Want to dive deeper into how the mind works? Click the next video. It's already on your screen. See you there.